or sponsors.
It's the Becky and Boca Show, coming to you live every Thursday night at 6 p.m. from glamorous downtown Boca Raton. I'll show you how to live life in style in one of the country's most elegant cities, nestled right along the beautiful Atlantic beaches between Palm Beach and Miami. So sit back, relax, and let me show you how to indulge yourself Boca style. Hello, welcome to the Becky and Boca Show. Thank you guys for tuning in. I have, as usual, some very interesting guests tonight. My first guests are Danielle Silverman, who is with BYL Network, and Mary Widmer, who is a developer. And my second guest, which I'll bring on after the break, is Dr. Candace Colella and Tina Brown from Colella Cosmetic Dentistry. So we've got a lot of interesting things to talk about. So I'm going to start right now with Danielle and Mary. And there is a show called Behind the Gates on the BYL Network, which is Danielle, and it features these magnificent homes that Mary has been developing in Boca Raton, and they're just outrageous. Big, huge, intracoastal, waterfront mansions with absolute detail and just dream homes, absolute dream homes. And I want to hear how you got started doing this. I mean, it was kind of like a second career for you, right?
Well, you're very kind, but thank you very much. Yes, it was kind of a second career in a sense. I did build and develop my own home up north in Illinois 20 years ago.
You got to get a little closer to the mic.
But at down here, I started by doing a large addition on my own home.
Okay.
We purchased a home that was a few years old.
But wait, back up. Illinois, but this is Boca.
Yes, in Boca.
So you did your own home in Illinois?
Yes, I built my own home in Illinois, designed it, built it, did everything. I had a general contractor, but I decided how it was going to look, what the materials were going to be, the same kind of thing that I do here.
Okay.
I have a builder that works for me who does a wonderful job, Ed Clement with Sabre Construction, and he helps me get the job done. But anyway, how I got started was I started by building a house here in Boca. Mm-hmm. I built an addition onto the home that I currently live in.
Okay.
In Boca Raton.
So that was here, okay.
And it was direct intercoastal. We purchased the home. It was about 8,200 square feet. And then we purchased the lot next door. Mm-hmm. And we added an addition.
Oh, okay.
So a new seawall was involved.
You enjoy doing all this, apparently?
Yes.
To me, it sounds like a bit of a headache just thinking about doing renovations on my own home. But I guess
I just love the whole process. So for me, it's where my passion is.
I guess so.
And so if you're passionate about something, you're usually fairly good at it.
Right.
So I started out basically as an art person my whole life.
Okay. I could see that in the homes. I toured a couple of them.
Well, you're kind.
Gorgeous.
I have a bachelor's in art, and art therapy was also my study of choice.
Okay.
And so you understand when you study art therapy, not just how art affects you and how you affect art, but also in how colors affect you.
I noticed how the colors
emotionally.
You were sticking the two homes I saw with the blues and everything, and then the water's out the window and everything just kind of absolutely gorgeous.
Well, you're very kind.
And so you put a lot of thought into that, obviously. I would be
many times I mix colors.
Okay.
Or I take a color from a swatch and either reduce it or increase it to get the depth of color that I desire in that particular location. Mm-hmm. And a lot of it has to do with using... When you're doing luxury waterfront homes, which is what I specialize in.
You are doing top-end luxury homes. You should see these places.
Well, you're very kind.
Wait, like let's give an example of the prices so they know the kind of homes we're talking about.
The homes that I've built are between $2 and $10 million. Mm-hmm. And they've ranged in size to 4,400 square feet to 10,000 square feet in air conditioning.
Yes, I went through the 10,000 square foot one, I believe. Is that the Enfield one?
Yes, that's on 899 Enfield.
Freddie, can we put up the Enfield house, please? We've got some pictures of that one. There it is.
That's actually
No, that's the
4308
other one. That's
Intercoastal.
4308 Intercoastal Highland Beach. I was
Right.
in that one too.
That one is currently
Here's
finished.
Enfield.
This is Enfield. That's the one that I am currently working on. Should be done by November.
Look at that point lot there, corner lot, right on the Intercoastal. And that looks like a nice big wide canal there too.
It is.
What a beautiful
and
place.
There's about over 200 feet of waterfront there at 899 Enfield.
So I imagine you're going to put in huge docks so people can put...
The docks
Big
are
yachts
already
there.
is a part of that. And the nice part about the Enfield property is it has beautiful views because it's directly across from the mangroves.
I noticed that when I was there. There's no houses across.
There's no
Directly across.
houses, and there's not really anything going to be built there unless they would build another Toscana building. So off to the north of the house, off the point of the lot, are two Toscana towers.
Yeah.
But the views are really incredible because
they are.
mostly what you see are the mangroves. Mm-hmm. And there aren't very many places. I don't care if you're in Boca or if you're in Fort Lauderdale or even up and down the Intercoastal as far as West Palm. There's only so many lots where you have
Where you're
those
not looking
incredible views.
at another house.
That's
But
right.
it's very wide Intercoastal area there. But like I live on a canal in East Boca and you're looking directly across. So, you're looking at them and they're looking at you, which is fine. But here, you're looking on mangroves, which is
It's really
unusual.
quite lovely, and it gets a morning sun because it's eastern exposure.
Yeah.
So
Right.
you get the sunrise, which is really quite nice
Yeah.
in the morning.
very pretty.
The kitchen area, the breakfast room, is round, and it faces the Intercoastal and faces those eastern views.
I saw that.
So in your kitchen in the morning, you're going to have that beautiful eastern sunlight.
Wow.
And there are those types of things that I worked closely with Ron Rickert, my architect,
You really give it a lot of thought.
to position it on the lot. He's very good at that. Works very well with
Right.
green energy. And it's very important, the placement, where your shadowing is, where your light comes in,
Sure.
the size of your windows. There's so many things that are involved that are constantly changing, even when you're starting to build the house. For instance, in the master bedroom at 899 Enfield, we had two windows with a wall in the center, and that was at the Intercoastal side. Well, you'd lay in bed and look at the wall. Yeah, you could put your TV there, but I'd rather wake up to the view.
Right.
So I broke through that wall and added another center window and put a large 3-paneled window there. So when you wake up, that's the view you see in the morning.
Absolutely gorgeous. Can we ask Danielle right now, how did you get involved with her and explain what you're doing with her?
sure.
Because it's just a wonderful project.
Well, I met Mary. Actually, we did season 1 with Douglas Elliman and her
Of the show Behind the Gates. We got to
Behind the
explain what that
Grades.
is
Yeah,
first.
so BYL Network is an international broadcast network, and we have several different channels. One of the channels that we launched this past January is called We Boca TV. So We Boca TV had kicked off with some signature shows like Good Morning Boca. We had Behind the Gates. We had some Give Back, Boca Gives Back. So we did a lot of filming the last, I'd say, 9 months to really...
So Behind the Gates is you go to these big homes like Mary's building and you show us the construction of the home, or is it after they're built?
So, great question. So the first season, Becky, we actually did Behind the Gates with Douglas Elliman. They were the title sponsor. They each week featured a different agent and a different house, everywhere from Delray to the ocean to Parkland, and we just did more agent house. So
Okay.
we'd go into these $2 million to $10 million homes, and we selected only 13 very exclusive properties
They were
that were
already
for
built, though. They were
sale,
finished.
that were completely
Okay.
finished.
That's what I thought.
Ready for sale. Ironically, Mary made 2 out of that 13,
Oh.
which is a huge kudos. Out of all the houses that Douglas
Yeah.
Elliman lists, which, as you know, Douglas Elliman's one of the largest, fourth
Yep.
largest real estate agent in the world. They had selected, we had 2 of Mary's actual home. Prior to me meeting Mary, I was with Michael Predatory, which is her agent, one of her agents, part of the Chad Carroll group. And he was on camera, and we did a whole Behind the Gates at her 4308.
4230.
Sorry, 4230,
Intercoastal
which is
side.
just about 4 or 5 houses down from the house that you just saw.
Oh, okay.
It was another home that she had for sale. She just sold that in June. And we had a Behind the Gates segment. And as I'm going through this house, me as a personal lover of design and decorating, being in TV for 25 years, really having kind of an eye for the before and after, because you have to have a kind of that creative eye in TV.
Right.
I said to Michael, I said, gosh, this owner must be like an amazing decorator. And he said, well, actually, she's a designer, developer, and never lived here. I'm like, there's towels folded perfectly in the bathroom. I was like, wait a second, there's glasses. I'm ready to have a glass of wine. I'm like, are you saying that every little detail
I saw that in the Highland Beach house. Yeah.
in this house, no one's even lived here? And he's like, no. And I'm like, and then of course I said, I got to meet this woman. He goes, well, here's her card. So I take her card. Immediately the next day I called her. We hit it off right away. I said, I've got to meet you. She goes, oh, you're so kind. I said, no, I'm coming to your house. I said, no, I am meeting you, and I want to see, like I want to know you. Like, I want to know what you're doing, because it's such a rare thing to see a developer actually taking the time to not only design but also decorate. So,
and she's done several. How many you've done?
Well, I'm on my 11th and 12th home right now.
So they've all sold, but these last two that you're working on?
That are, there's three. There's one that's finished,
Okay.
that got finished this year.
Okay.
And then there's two that I'm building. I'm building 899 Enfield, but I'm also building the house next door, 863 Enfield Street. Getting ready to pour that foundation,
Okay, she
that
just keeps
slab,
going.
pretty quick.
she's unbelievable.
So that would be 11 and 12. So
Wow.
So we are on a roll. Yes.
So people are buying these things completely decorated then? Do they take the furniture or does
Most of the time, they take either all of it, or the last house that I sold in June, they wanted every dot and twiddle that was in the house.
That's what I would do. Let her worry about what looks good, because I'm not good at that. If you could, isn't it the dream thing? Walk into a gorgeous home and it's all furnished right down to...
It is. One thing I want to add, one thing I really loved about Mary, and the difference with a lot of the developers and designers that I've seen, is that, she's a mom. She's first of all, she's a female, and this is not definitely go women kind of show, but being that a mom, being a female, being a decorator, being with art therapy, understanding engineering, which has been in her life too, but the detail that she thinks through as if she was going to be in that kitchen. Like, it's like
Yes.
she feels, she's like, this is, if I was going to live here, what would this woman in the kitchen want? What would the view when she wakes up want? Or he, definitely the husband too. Like, where is he going to be in his office? What is he going to do? Which that time that she thinks through is why that the prices that she gets for her house are very fair, but she's giving them so much more. So that's to
As
me
an
is,
example, you showed me, I think it was in the laundry room in the Enfield house, a place where you could wash off your feet when you come in from outside. Do you know how many times I'd come back from the beach, from walking on the beach, and I've got sand on my feet, and I have to walk through the house and
yes,
and go rinse.
Or the pets
So
and the
she
kids.
thinks
You
of
can rinse
these
the little
things.
kid off in there.
We did.
We did.
We did.
Things like that.
And she has 6 children, by the way.
Oh, you're kidding. And you're
Yes.
doing all this on top of that?
Well, they're older, but now she's got grandchildren. But she thinks through that whole
So she
the
knows
process of knowing children, knowing older kids.
Right.
You want to have a place to entertain. I mean, I always feel like I'm speaking for you, but the entertainment side. I mean,
I try to think how people are going to live and breathe
how they
in the
live
house.
in the house, not just...
And it isn't just for the people that, it's mostly for the people that are there day to day.
Right.
But then you think beyond that. Okay, this is the type of client that's going to entertain.
Entertain, sure.
Who's going to have things catered. Who's going to have place for those people to be, not necessarily interfering.
That's very important.
With your kitchen.
Yeah.
So I'm very aware of butler pantries and wine areas and areas where there is juxtaposition of what's important and what works. Whether you're there and you can have your own intimate dining area, or whether you have a crowd.
Right.
And you're trying to allow, for instance, in 899, originally in the center of the house, there was an extremely large pantry that I thought was unnecessary. The 12-foot ceilings, the pantry that's going to be in there will probably have shelves to the ceiling. But what I did was I moved that back 2 feet to give the wine area more room to breathe. I have a wine uncorking station and 2 large wine towers and areas for display.
Wow.
And I try to do that so that when you're entertaining, you have this large area outside of that wine area that's all part of the dining room, kitchen, living room experience, where people can stand and have a glass of wine and talk and converse and eat appetizers and enjoy each other's company, with not necessarily in the dining room, not necessarily in the living room. So they're like transitional spaces.
Right.
That make it sort of give it a different ambiance when it comes to entertaining.
Yeah, and that's important.
I think it's important, especially at this price point.
Right, sure.
And also, this house has a safe room.
Yeah, I saw that.
I took them in.
Do you put that in all of your homes?
No, this is the first time I've put it in this house.
Okay. And that's multi-purpose, right? You can
Yes.
use it as a safe to store things, or you can go in there if you feel like you
If
need
there's
to.
a hurricane, perhaps,
Oh, yeah.
or if you feel threatened in some
Right.
way, or if your kids just want to play hide and seek.
Right? Now, let me ask you this. I know you have elevators in all of the homes.
Yes, of course.
But are you putting the master bedrooms on the first floor or the second floor?
Depends upon the home.
Okay.
4308 Intercoastal Drive, the home that's for sale. That's $7,200,000.
The Mont King house where they did the filming.
Mont
Yes,
King
that's
house
a
where they did the
gorgeous
filming.
place.
That house, yes.
The master's
The
upstairs?
master
or
is upstairs.
Okay.
We have a nice large area on the second floor.
I saw that, a whole other family room up there.
Right. And
Can we show that house again? Do you mind?
Yeah,
Pull
show
that
the
up?
one,
in Highland Beach.
the Highland Beach house.
the Highland
Freddie,
Beach
please.
house.
You're at 4308 Intercoastal Drive. In Highland Beach, you can get by with that because Boca has some restrictions on the roof. Mm-hmm. You can build a little higher in Highland Beach.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And so you have a little bit more room.
There it is. Okay, look at that.
Yeah, you have a little
Wow.
bit more room. See, that particular foyer area, which has the cupola in the front, that clear story area, I told the architect, and it was Quinn Mikolos, that I wanted that height. So it's 38 feet, 10 inches from the floor to the top of that cupola.
Now, this is direct intercoastal in the back. I know in
the
this
back,
picture.
it
For those of
goes-
you on radio, we're showing this magnificent home.
Right. And it's direct intercoastal in the back. It is
Okay.
western facing. Lovely light-driven space with all of those
Oh, I know.
windows.
And you have that
tower.
beautiful, the staircase that,
Right, the
that
tower
the
that's-
Mob King walks up in his.
He did. It was a cool
He used
scene.
that in the scene. It was magnificent.
So this particular home has the master bedroom on the second floor. Mm-hmm. The home at Enfield has a main floor master bedroom.
Yeah.
So
Do people prefer one or the other?
depends upon whom you ask.
Okay, because if you have an elevator, I don't know what difference that would make.
Mine down here in Boca is on the second floor, and my husband uses the elevator all the time. I use the stairs. I feel like I
Mine's
need.
on the second floor, but no elevator, so we're going to get our exercise.
Yes, so you get your exercise.
Yeah.
My home up north has that. When we built it, we built the master on the main floor.
Yeah.
So it really depends on what you're looking for. Mm-hmm. But really, you're perfectly correct in saying that it really doesn't matter when you have an elevator.
Right. And you put a lot of bedrooms in these homes because they're large homes and people have people visiting. So how many bedrooms are in most of your homes?
Well, usually 5 to 7.
Okay.
In this particular home, 4308 Intercoastal Drive, that is currently on the market for 7.2, that is already completed. It basically has 7 bedrooms upstairs.
Okay.
Oh, 6 bedrooms up and 1 down, sorry.
Okay.
And a club room, family room, living room, and then upstairs it has the large secondary family room.
A whole family room up there that's gorgeous.
Thank you. It has the beams and trusses
Yes.
and a vaulted ceiling. Mm-hmm. So there are some things that are somewhat compelling design-wise to make it a little different than the norm
Right.
of what you see in Florida. Mm-hmm. So I bring a little bit different twist to the table.
Yes. And how do you decide on the furnishings? Because the second one wasn't furnished yet, but the one in Highland Beach was
Yes.
very, very pretty.
I've worked with many different companies. I go in and choose what I want to put in them.
Oh, you decided. It's not the company that decides.
No,
Okay.
I choose the furnishings. I choose all of the artwork.
So, do you buy the furnishings for the house, or are you just putting it
Yes.
in there, and then if the owner wants to buy it,
I
they
buy
can?
the furnishings
Okay.
for the home at
Okay.
this point. This next house, 899 Enfield, if I decide to completely furnish it like I have the others, there will be a buyback situation with whomever it is that I decide to use as my predominant furniture
Okay, what do you
provider.
mean by a buyback?
in that, say, 20% could be exchanged for something else
Oh,
if
in
it was
case
something they
trade
wanted to
out.
alter.
That's okay.
But so far, that hasn't been a big issue.
Oh no, you've got the talent. I would just let you decide if it were my house.
You're
Because
very kind.
You just want Mary to come to your house and just design it. And be like, please,
got it.
please just do everything. Here's the house, the keys, the check, whatever it takes.
Absolutely, because everything was so soothing in there too. The colors, they were, the furniture very light and a lot of blues, and really looked nice when you look out on the water.
Well, I try to be cognizant of the facts, and the facts are you're on the water, and in Highland Beach, it's a private gate that's less than 2 blocks from the ocean. So you walk to the beach, you leave your car at home,
Right.
and so you're around the water, whether it's the ocean or the intercoastal.
And the pool.
Right. So all of those colors are almost magnetically intertwined in what you would want to do. Not that you want them to oversaturate the environment. And that's why a lot of times I do use some vibrant colors, but I try to keep everything serene and relaxed.
Oh, it's very peaceful. Yes, I noticed that. Very, very
Because
nice.
when you come home, you want to be relaxed.
So what kind of people are buying your homes? Are they retired people? Are they people with families?
We've had
All different?
all sorts of people. We've had a couple of different buyers that were actually builders.
Oh, okay.
We had a couple people that were financial bankers.
And are they seasonal, or are they people that are going to live in the houses full time?
Some are seasonal, some live full time.
Well, imagine that as your second home for your vacation home.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I know.
Some have children and grandchildren.
And there's plenty of room for all of them in those homes.
So I try to think broadly enough to be able to appeal to all of those people and try and give them elements that they need in order to live in a home like that, not have a lot of high maintenance, not have a lot of things that try to make it as easy care as possible.
I got that impression when I walked in there. And now tell us about the kitchen family room area in the Enfield house, because, no, not the Enfield house, in the one in Highland Beach, because that was very nice.
Well, thank you.
That was, I could just stay in that area of the house.
Well, interestingly enough, that was only supposed to be an 11-foot ceiling in that room. And as we were pulling the house together and we were at the stage where you're getting ready to put up drywall, you've still just got your trusses and your walls, just the wood and the metal. At that point, I decided, I really think we need that just extra foot. And what it amounted to do is we had to do some creative things with some of the HVAC, ductwork, etc.
Oh, okay.
Lighting had to be moved. Some things like that in order to give us that extra lift. So the interesting thing about that room is it has a full window of wall of windows and doors overlooking the intercoastal. And that room is just around 12, I think it's 12 feet, 4 inches tall.
Okay.
So I had the cabinetry built up to the ceiling. I have 3 square windows, which is one of my signatures, where the cabinets are built over the windows, and then they have clear glass fronts and glass shelves, and they have lights in them. So at night you can put things up there that you want to display, and you're either seeing the outside again coming in through the cabinetry, or you're seeing it lit up at night. And you can put whatever up there that you think is pretty. So those types of things that I try to think about, that room is a large kitchen and a breakfast area as a part of it, and then a larger family room. So, and then right outside the doors is the outdoor kitchen, and then another entertainment area.
Yeah.
And that's all right, direct intercoastal.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So tell us about Behind the Gates. You're going to feature these homes in the season that premieres, is it September 25th, right?
Yeah, September 25th. So Behind the Gates season 2 is definitely different than season 1. So season 1, like I said previously, was more houses, agents that were done. Season 2, JMW Florida Properties is the title sponsor, and each week we're going to follow the process of really 899 being built. So Mary will be kind of taking the audience through her development, her
that'd be
designs.
nice. So
you
she'll
know,
explain.
why she does certain things with certain windows, especially in the master, why she opened that up. You know, again, with the wine area, these are things that people can watch each week as we take you through to the end of this beautiful home. When we reveal this $10 million masterpiece, you know, furnished with the lights. I mean, just the tower, and imagine the lights going in and the crystal and the glass over at the staircase. So the process, you know, there's never been a show like this ever done in South Florida. And featuring Boca Raton, featuring from an economic development standpoint, JMW Florida has really raised the bar when it comes to intercoastal prices and how these homes that were built sometimes in the 40s and 50s are being, you know, sold, you know, for still a lot of money, but the knockdown and the rebuild, especially on a point lot with 899. So we're really showing luxury multi-million-dollar real estate developer Mary Widmer, her with JMW Florida Properties, taking the audience behind the scenes, especially the people that love HGTV.
I love HGTV. I'm really looking forward to this.
And like she's willing, you know, she's giving you tips and she's
she
saying,
give you ideas.
Yeah, the ideas, and like these are things that you can do at home, and this is kind of, you know, why you're making this wider, and this is why you're putting underlight cabinets here,
and a place to wash the sand off your feet.
And the place
everybody in Florida needs that.
Why do you wash the sand off your feet? So
or to wash your dog there.
Right?
Yeah,
it's a great dog washing station.
It's like a low sink on the floor.
We actually call it a drip dry area.
Okay.
So it is like a low sink, but it's actually tiled like a shower floor with a drain in the middle. But it's deep enough that you can hose your dog down or you can drip dry your hand washed laundry.
It's got a drain.
It's a great little spot. Clean those sanded sandals. Wash your feet. Clean your boogie board. Wash your
all that. My kids were always hauling that stuff into the house with sand all over it.
Truly, I mean, you could
true.
almost fit a surfboard in some of them.
Yeah,
Right, because people in Florida, they go to the beach a lot.
Yes, they do.
And I have that problem.
So I try to think of those things. In a sense, it's somewhat of a twist on a mudroom from up north.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking.
And so then you can strip off your swimsuit, throw it in the laundry, rinse everything off, go to your room in a towel.
Right. Because in my house, you're always crunching on the sand when you're walking around on the marble because we
then you can't get the sand out for weeks.
Oh, no.
The car, it's everywhere.
Yeah. It's things like that really make.
I try to make it very livable. It's great to have. I have used great architects. Quinn McLose and Ron Rickard are both really well known and have both received accolades and awards. But they also don't always think about exactly how a woman or children are going to function in a home.
Absolutely.
I try to put that maternal thing as a part of it.
Nicely change the design is what she's trying to
Yeah.
say.
There you go. You're a little closer
Nicely change the architectural structure. Be like, no, we're not going to put this beam here. No, we're going to make this window here. But they love working with you. I mean, I know Ron. Ron's actually a sponsor of the Behind the Gates. You'll see Ron on this season, and Ron does talk about Mary, how he loves the fact that you're working with a designer, decorator that knows what she's doing.
Sure.
And that she can help through that process. Where a lot of sometimes people go to an architect and say, oh, you know, just come up with something for me. You know, she's very involved with that process. She knows she can design, obviously, and do her own blueprints, but she, you know, works with the best architects. But one thing in Boca.
That's
one thing I wanted
fantastic.
you to talk about, which I love about 899, which is really cool, is the garage, you know, what you're going to do in there, and just the landscaping is just going to be...
Oh, tell us.
Well, the interesting thing, we talked about a little bit about the maternal things and about what, as a woman, how you would like your kitchen or how you would want to entertain if you have a lot of guests in the house and you have staff there to help you. Okay, that's one aspect. But we also have to think about the man. And at the Enfield house at 899 Enfield here in Boca, it's a point lot. And as you pull up, there'll be 2 garage doors, but there'll be garages in tandem. So it'll be a 4-stall garage.
Okay.
And I made the ceilings tall enough so that 3 of the stalls can have lifts, car lifts.
Oh, so you could put double the amount of cars in there.
So you actually can have 7 cars in there very easily.
What a great idea.
And in the very front of the garage, we're going to have Ferrari red built-in cabinets,
Oh, wow.
and the garage will also be air-conditioned space. So when I say the house is 10,000 square feet, that's the house. But you also have a huge garage that's four-stall garage, plus some in the front of the garage that will have red Ferrari cabinets.
And a lot of people that buy these homes collect automobiles, so
And it
that's
will be
really important.
it has its own air conditioning system.
Oh, okay. So you can just
So
control the garage.
it's controlled separately. And each zone
Not
in
getting
the
in a hot
house.
car, that means? Like getting into your garage
Right.
sweating? Oh my gosh, Mary.
Yes.
See, that's for the woman too.
Yes.
That's for her too. She's gonna
And
get in the car with her nice dress.
Yeah.
And it's air conditioned instead of her getting into a hot garage.
And
Because I'm always saying to my husband, would you go out and start the car?
yeah, get the car cooled off before you
Get
get
the
in.
car cooled off before I have to get in it, would you? And he laughs at me.
Because we
So
pull our hot
true.
cars into the garage and then we just shut the garage door and they're just in there baking.
gets
It's like an
just-
oven.
Yes, it gets that much warmer. That's
Wow.
right. So there
How many
are
people are air conditioning their garages? Is this a new thing? Because
I don't know if it's a new thing, but I decided it was noteworthy for this particular home.
sure, yes, and it's an option. You don't have to air condition the garage if it's got its
You
own.
do not have to turn it on if you choose not to. Mm-hmm. There also will be a TV mounted on the wall between these red Ferrari cabinets.
Wow.
So if, say, perhaps we're also going to put one car lift at least in this garage. Say you're trying to do something to your Ferrari and you're not exactly sure how something works. You can turn the TV on
Put a
and
YouTube
Google
video
it,
right up there.
or
Wow.
and put your YouTube video on.
Yeah.
Wow.
In order to fix it or maintain it, it's right there.
Uh-huh.
So I thought that might be kind of a collective fun thing to have.
Sure.
So that a guy can go into his garage and do, or a woman, either one, but most of the time it's guys. Or if he has motorcycles, he can line them up and basically do the same
Right.
type for them, be able to maintain them just by the
Now, I
Googling
remember
it.
the front door on that house was very special. Can you tell us about that?
Of course, that was built here in Florida, and it was built by a company called Vintage Ironworks. And I designed that front door, and it came together in sections. Took 6 people to lift the door,
It's
each door.
Very, very heavy. Is it a security? Is that for security reasons? Or?
It's not only security, but hurricane impact.
Right.
It is hurricane rated.
And the glass you're using on those homes looked pretty terrific
Yes.
too.
It's
It looked above the normal
Well,
hurricane.
they're hurricane impact glass. I used Win doors,
Okay.
which are an upgrade over some of the other choices in the back of the house in particular. One reason is because of the size of the glass. Mm-hmm. It's the company, the premier company around here that makes the best
Okay.
sliders
Okay.
that are large.
Okay.
But the front door is a little bit special
Yeah.
in that there are side lights and transoms and also square windows in the center of each main door. So it's double doors in the front. It's a lot of glass. Again, washing the interior of the space with light.
Right.
So it's
Very nice.
it's a pretty awesome. I think it turned out nice. The door is very.
Yeah.
You open that door and take a hold of that handle,
Yeah, I did that. It's
and you
very
know
impressive.
you've
It's like a fortress.
Yeah.
you could drive that door.
Yeah.
That's an extremely expensive door.
I bet. Can you give us an idea of how much that door costs?
Upwards of $50,000.
Wow. A $50,000 front door.
Yes.
So upwards.
So when I say you could drive it,
Yeah.
I mean it.
Yeah, I noticed that door. I'm like, I've never seen one of these before. But those are all the things that make your home so special.
Yep.
I try not to, if I was going to live there, I didn't want any expense spared if it was me. And I try to build the homes as if I was going to live there. And maybe that's not the best way to make the highest buck, but it's the way to do things the right way.
And they're selling. So
And
you've
they're
got no
selling.
problem there. Now tell me about like the trim work in the house. Like I noticed a lot up here. I mean, everything was spectacular.
Well, the trim in the house, we use all wood, unless it's a round area, and then you have to use a molded material.
Okay.
And then you have it made to match your profile.
Okay.
And all the wood in this house, there are wood beams, there are tongue and groove ceilings.
Yeah, the ceilings in that family room. The wood, what is that?
That's the white tongue and groove.
gorgeous.
And it's a square groove, which is more contemporary. This house is more contemporary.
Yeah.
The inside, as you come in the front door, inside the house, you come directly into the grand salon. And there is a huge 11-foot tall fireplace.
Yes, you see that right from the front door.
And it's put together with 4 book-matched slabs.
What's it made out of?
Quartzite.
Quartzite. Okay.
Slabs of quartzite.
It was
And they're
beautiful blue
book-matched.
colors, all just...
Blue and taupe and some green. It's called Cortesha. It's very lovely.
Yeah.
And it really makes a large design statement as you come into that room to have a nice big fireplace covered in quartzite.
Right, and you see that right from the front door. And then you've got the staircase going up to the left. What kind of a banister are you going to put on there? There was nothing on there.
That's going to be, there'll be round metal posts, and there'll be glass inserts between them that are suspended by clips.
Oh, wow.
And then when you get to the top,
that'll keep it nice and open.
it'll be open. And upstairs, the foyer is round. It's a round tower in the front, which a lot of the modern homes now are square.
Oh,
so this
okay.
house is very different in that it has a lot of round elements in it, which makes it a little more interesting.
Yeah.
And upstairs in the foyer, if you look straight up, the overlook at the top has a round part of the open hallway, and that will also have round glass
Oh, boy.
for those between those posts, those newel posts. So it's really going to be an impressive staircase element
Oh, I
when
can't
it's
wait
all
to see
finished.
it when
the
it's
railing.
finished. I mean, I saw it now, and it's unbelievable. I can
Well,
just
you're
imagine
kind.
when
Thank
you
you.
when you get the furniture in there. Oh,
We will have to be at our season finale.
Yes, okay.
As we broadcast this and the house is
right.
done.
So tell us again. It starts
So Monday, September 25th, we're going to kick off with things that we've been shooting the last 3 months. So kind of the beginning of each room.
How do people find this? Where do they go?
They can go to Boca TV.
Okay.
Streaming live. They can see re-airs on Facebook, YouTube, Better Your Life Network.
So it's Boca TV. That's all one word.
WeBocaTV.com,
Okay.
BYLNetwork.com.
Okay.
Or they can just find us, at WeBoca TV on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We're going to give them links directly to the WeBocaTV.com. It's a streaming 24-hour network, but we are kicking off 9 a.m., 12 noon at lunch. So you'll see it live at 9 in the morning, 12 noon, and then also at 9 p.m. at night. But then if you miss the actual live show, you can go click on demand and watch it anytime you want.
Okay, so we got to wrap up here. Anything else you want to say?
No, we're excited, Becky, that you've invited us. Thank you.
you for having
Thank
me.
you.
Beautiful homes. I mean, that's
You're very
very
kind.
Boca
Thank you.
Raton.
Yes, it is.
Very nice. Okay, stay tuned for the second half. We'll be right back. Okay, thank you.
Tighten skin on your face, neck, and body and lose fat at Ageless Body Sculpting Plus, located at 445 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca Raton, where you'll find scientific technologies, including the latest acoustic lipolyzer, which uses ultrasound for immediate and permanent results. No surgery, diet, or exercise. If you don't lose inches, you don't pay. Call 561-654-0177 for your free consultation.
Fleur de Santé, Europe's best-kept luxury skincare secret, is now available in the U.S. Fleur de Santé combines champagne extract with over 150 flowers from France and Sweden to give your skin a boost of immortality. Champagne extract gives skin ultimate antioxidant protection and photo-age prevention, while floral plant stem cells protect and nourish. Repair and revitalize your skin with Fleur de Santé. Learn more about all of their products at fleurdesante.com. You've been listening to and watching The Becky and Boca Show. Ivy Lee's Luxe Makeup and Beauty Lounge in downtown Boca Raton does fabulous professional makeup application. Make an appointment today and see how glamorous you can look. Call 561-409-4065 to book your appointment. Ivy Lee's Luxe Makeup and Beauty Lounge is located at 233 South Federal Highway on the first floor of the Boca Grand Building in Boca Raton. The number again is 561-409-4065. And now, back to the show. Welcome to the second half of the Becky and Boca Show. I have with me Dr. Candace Colella, dentist, and Tina Brown. They're from Colella Cosmetic Dentistry, and they're going to tell us all the things we can do to have beautiful teeth. And before we get started, I just want to say how important that is. A lot of people don't. They'll do all these other things.
That's right.
You got to start with the teeth.
Important.
That's right.
When you have a beautiful smile, especially as we age, people are looking, when they're talking to you, they're looking right into your mouth. So that, to me, that's number one. And there are so many things you can do now that aren't difficult and then don't take all the time that they used to.
That's right.
It's true.
So why don't you start telling us a little bit about some of the things you do? I noticed there was a braces you only have to wear for like 4 months,
About
right?
5 months. It's called fast braces.
Okay.
It's a new technology. It's actually been around many years, but it only brought it out to dentists a few years ago after they studied it for many years in the universities. And it's
Okay.
a different technology. It's a
'Cause that-
triangle bracket instead of a square bracket.
That's the big fear of adults when they get braces is they're going to have to wear them for a couple of years.
Yes.
But we could do anything for a few months.
That's right. I mean, the majority are 5 months, but we
Okay.
can go up to like 9 sometimes, depending on how crowded they are. But we've had gorgeous results with patients. Even
And are
up-
those the traditional kind of braces?
They look like traditional braces. It's
Okay.
just that they're a triangle instead of a square.
Because those will work faster than what are
It's
the
techno-
Invisaligns? Or
Oh,
some-
yes. Oh,
okay.
yes. Yes. It's
Okay.
the wire. It's
Move
one
a little bit
wire.
closer here.
It's one wire the whole entire time. So it's
Okay.
a special wire that can curl in a ball and it bounces back to a U-shaped arch. So it gets you that nice arch shape.
And that's why it can work so quickly.
Yes, and it goes to all ages. I have people in their 70s and because we do a lot
I
of
think
work.
it's never too late to fix your
never.
teeth because, like I said, you know, the older you get, when you have a beautiful, white, clean smile, that just makes it.
It does.
It's really more
know,
important than anything, I think.
But also, it's part of whole body wellness, and we focus on that in our office.
Very, very true. Can you talk a little bit about that? People that neglect their teeth can get very sick. My father got endocarditis from a tooth
Yes.
at one point in his life.
You can get abscesses go through your whole body, infections go through your whole body. Our number one thing is gum disease,
Right?
and that's traveling through. They find the same bacteria in your heart that's in your mouth,
Wow.
and it's all a connection to premature births. You know, there's many
Diabetes,
really?
cancers
heart
now.
disease.
Yeah, there's
Wow. Here-
there's a whole
miscarriages.
list. Yeah.
All of that
all
from the
these things.
teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People don't know that.
Right. So we ask people if you plan on even getting pregnant, get your
Check
cleaning,
your
get everything
teeth.
first, and
Oh.
get everything taken care of before.
Because you want everything tight in there, right? No
You want
pockets
clean
for,
and you
for
don't
anything
want
to get in.
Exactly, and you don't want cavities or abscesses that can come about because we can't numb you very well, and you can't have a lot of procedures. You got to wait 9 months.
If
then.
you're pregnant. Oh, wow. I never even thought about that.
So we try to educate on that to have
Right.
people pre-plan.
Okay. So what you want to do is go see the doctor here and get your teeth all checked out. Make sure your teeth are healthy first. And then the cosmetic things that you offer. Tell us about.
We have a whole range of. We do a lot of more things that most offices don't.
Okay.
I mean, I do everything from veneers to crowns, full mouth rehab, basically changing someone's complete smiles. People who won't even smile, that have been out in years. I love changing their smile.
So what do you mean by changing their smile?
Like they have nothing. Some people come in literally with maybe 4 teeth and haven't smiled in years, and they just
So what
cry.
are you doing? You're putting in implants?
We either put implants. We can go. We do everything from dentures to crowns to veneers. We've been doing this for a while, but there's something called All on 4,
What is
which is
that?
4 implants with a full denture on it. But you get to taste your palate. It's only a U shape instead of it being a full denture.
Oh,
and they snap
okay.
in. You can eat whatever you want. You actually have teeth the next day after the surgery, a temporary teeth, and then we put permanent ones in about 6 months later. But the patients love it. They go home with a smile. They cry when they leave because they've never
Because
been
it
able to
makes
smile.
such a big difference.
It does.
It does,
To get
yeah.
a job, to anything,
Yeah.
It's
Sure.
And we've been working
'Cause
as
that's
a
your first
team.
impression when someone talks to you. You look at their teeth.
Absolutely.
Anybody that doesn't think teeth are important. I have some people that I just want to shake and go, don't spend money on that new car, go fix your teeth.
You'd be
They
surprised
tell us
though.
that's a car payment. Well, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's more important than a car.
Unfortunately, your health, yeah. And we
Yes,
don't try
because
to make it that way. but
Right.
We
So
make
you're
it very,
not only addressing health issues, but you're,
we treat the body as a whole person, and we also treat everyone as like a family member in our office. So my office started
okay,
as
tell us where you are before we go any further.
I'm
You're
actually
in-
on Wiles and 441 in,
Okay.
in Coconut Creek.
Okay. Oh, I know that area.
Yeah.
Yeah, very
So
nice
I've been
area.
in Coconut Creek since 98.
That's right. You've been practicing for a while.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And are you doing mostly cosmetic dentistry, or are you doing
I do
all kinds?
everything from age 2 up.
Okay. Oh,
So people
okay.
don't think we do
Kids
that.
and
We treat
adults.
the whole family.
Oh.
But we like people to know I do a lot of cosmetics so they understand we do that. A lot of people thought you're one or the other.
Right.
But our office tends to focus on, like I said, the whole body,
That's
the whole
nice.
picture.
Right, because some are only doing cosmetic.
And we spend a lot of time educating our patients. We spend about 2 hours.
with a new patient. 2 hours with a new patient.
So we tell people ahead of time because we're not like selling a patient, we're educating. I like to educate.
Do you find that most people don't know that you can get sick because of your teeth?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
I know people don't know that.
A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
and all the things we educate on with our models and our pictures. And they're like, oh, wow. They don't understand until we bring it out. Some people think we're overwhelming them, but we tell them ahead of time, we're going to tell you a lot of things. You might not need all of these things, but we need to educate you on these maybe one at a time, or we'll let you know what you
Because you got to have good dental health before you do all the other stuff. Okay, by good dental health, you mean gums shouldn't bleed?
No bleeding, no caries. Like, we actually have a chart that we ask the patient, what do you think you have?
Okay.
And you point out, and if you point out any of those things, your mouth isn't healthy. Do you have receding gums? Do your jaws hurt? There's all different questions on there. Receding gums is a big one.
Is that the most
A
common
lot of people
problem?
are clenching their teeth that causes receding gums, or they're brushing too hard, but the majority is they're clenching their teeth or grinding. And they don't
Okay,
realize
I didn't
it.
know that.
She actually does a terrific procedure called the pinhole.
Yeah,
And-
you mentioned that. What is that?
Yeah, so what you want to
Go ahead, go.
Okay. So basically, instead of doing traditional gum grafting, she's making a small pinhole. It's called like the lunchtime
In the gum?
graft. She has
Okay.
special instruments that she trained under Dr. Chow in California. He's only trained about 3,000 people across the U.S., okay? So she does this procedure, and it's very precise. She makes a small pinhole, and she releases the tissue behind, inside there, in the gum, inside.
Okay.
And what it does is, then she packs it full of collagen, and what it does is it pulls the tissue down and covers that recession. And the
Really?
person, the next morning, there's no stitches.
No stitch. You go home with your smile down. It's all covered.
Yeah, it's
The roots
done. The next day,
kidding.
the patient is feeling wonderful. Yeah, there are things that, you do have your swelling.
you might have a little
So you're
swelling,
talking about
there's-
receding gums. In other words,
Yeah.
too much of the teeth is
You're
showing,
seeing
right?
a lot of roots. Like, a
Okay.
lot of people grind their teeth and they don't realize that when you clench and grind, your tooth actually breaks and it cracks at the gum line.
Oh, wow.
And that's why you'll see a lot of notches in people's teeth.
Oh.
And that's one of our best cases to bring the gum down.
So you can do this in one sitting?
One sitting, we do a whole arch. Where traditional grafting used to be one or two teeth. So they have to remove gum from the palate and actually suture it in place.
Oh,
then you're
wow.
swelling. You have this palate with a hole in it for a week.
Ooh.
This way,
I
there's
thought
no
people are
stitches.
scared of dentists.
I know. That's
It
why.
is.
But that's why we like to get out there. These techniques a lot of people don't do.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
so
now tell us about pain control, too, because I know that's what a lot of people are thinking. I'd like to do that, but it's going to hurt. And nothing has to hurt anymore
Not
with all the
anymore.
modern...
Not anymore.
We have so much anesthesia. We have different anesthesias that work. And in our office, we have some patients, they call it their happy pill. We give them a medicine like an hour before their procedure. And they either fall asleep or they're so relaxed they don't remember what we even
See,
did. They
there's
come
lots
with a
of things
driver.
now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And they love it. They
It's
sit-
not like
They
it used,
literally
not
sleep
like
in
it
the
used
chair.
to be where you actually felt anything.
And that's without even having to have IV sedation or anything like that. Our patients are so relaxed. But also, once they get to know our team, they're more relaxed
I think
anyway.
that's one reason people neglect their teeth. They're afraid.
It's true.
And they're afraid there's going to be pain.
They're very afraid, and you have to have a connection too with
Right.
with who you're seeing. And our team has been with me for a very long time. It started out as a
That's
family.
good. Experience is very important.
Yes.
Very
Yeah.
important.
And they stick with us. And I started as a family. Like,
Okay.
my dad was there, my mom, my brother, everybody. And so the gradually brought everyone in, and so my team's been with me a long time.
Oh,
So I'm
that's
thankful
wonderful.
for that. It took a long time. So it's in our office, like, we're very clean and like precise about what we do. Everything has to be just
She's
right.
neurotic.
That's good. That's what you want. That's what you want. What about tooth whitening? What do you do for that?
We have a newer product called Glow.
Okay.
And it actually is a 3-step process. You start at home, like pre-treating a stain on your clothes.
Okay.
And then you come in the office. We do it in the office with a stronger whitener. And then you go home and you can finish and continue to whiten. The
Oh.
difference with this, it's a tray that looks like a little iPod. And it's got a mouthpiece that fits your mouth.
Okay.
And it's an LED light. And you put a little whitener on your teeth. You put the LED light in for about 8 minutes, 4 times, like for 4 days
That's
in a
it?
row. Then you come in and we do 4 cycles in the office. But the difference is if you change a crown, you change a filling. Years ago, you have to worry about trays fitting your mouth.
Right.
Now you don't, because the
Oh, why
mouthpiece
not?
just goes right in and
Oh,
fits
you don't
everybody.
have to get that molded to fit?
No,
Oh, boy, that is a breakthrough.
it's awesome.
Yes.
We have
Wow.
excellent results, even with people with tetracycline stain, which are really dark teeth. Takes a while to break through the stain, but if they're willing to be patient, we've gotten them like really light.
Oh, that's fantastic because, everyone in Hollywood now has the nice white teeth
right.
and that looks
Or they
so
want
magnificent.
veneers to make them look that way.
Right, so you don't have to do it with veneers then. You can, wow.
I mean, not everyone's going to get as white as you
everyone.
want,
Yeah.
but you will get really light. Like, I've had so many shade changes. If you're willing to be patient, this new whitener doesn't have the sensitivity the old ones
Doesn't
did.
hurt? Oh, that's very important because if anybody's ever tried to whiten their teeth in the past,
Yes.
you know that sometimes it
Yes.
hurts a lot.
Yes, it can, because it's drying out the tooth.
Right, so this doesn't do that?
No.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Oh, it's really nice. It's a really
That's
nice
big.
product. Yeah. We're always trying to be up on the newest things,
Yeah, I
in
didn't
our
know about
office.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Always going to new things to try to better our.
What's the latest in cosmetic dentistry? Those things that you mentioned, or is there anything else that
There's always something new every day. I mean, right now it's always a different porcelain. It's always making them look better. Like most of the crowns, we try not to use metal under them anymore, so no one sees that gray silver line anymore.
Oh,
You know, I do most of our crowns that way.
Okay.
That way, no one will ever say, "What's this gray line?" They think there's a cavity. It's really just the metal under an old crown.
oh, wow.
So any
Okay.
veneers or cosmetic crowns we do are all
porcelain.
with zirconium underneath, which is as strong as metal.
Okay,
it's
so
white.
tell me a little bit about dental implants, because I know a lot of people are doing those now. Instead of wearing dentures like in the old days, you can do dental implants.
Yes, that's what I was
Okay.
mentioning. That's what we're calling the all-on-4.
Okay.
We put 4 implants, and we place the denture right on top of that to snap in. You can also have single implants and real porcelain crowns.
You can do single implants that you
Like
put
if you have
right
one
in.
missing tooth, or
So it'd be just like having a regular tooth.
yeah,
in there.
and the crown
Okay.
goes right on. It's like replacing your root,
Right.
and then the crown goes right on it.
Okay.
But other people that have all missing teeth, they need the denture.
Okay.
So instead of having just a regular denture that falls in and out, we can snap it onto an implant snout. You know, we've been doing that for years, but there's some newer ones that they
Do
can
they have to
actually
take those out at night, or is it?
No, they can actually be screwed in.
Oh, it's permanent. Mm-hmm. Oh, I thought you were talking about something you take out.
No, we do have dentures. I do have dentures that we snap in and out. People
Okay.
choose that method. But this other one, they have to wait a while to get the final product with that.
Right.
With this, the screw in, we can actually put a temporary denture in the next day,
Wow.
screwed down, and then in 6 months we make the real one. Mm-hmm. And they can actually have porcelain on it now.
Oh, wow.
And it actually looks like porcelain crowns, beautiful porcelain teeth when they're done.
They actually make the gums. They call
You
it.
both have
they-
beautiful teeth. I'm
Thank
joking.
you. Thank you. I did fast braces. Did you? Yes,
she
I
did.
did.
How long did you
I
have
did.
one?
I don't know. What, about 7, 8 months?
7 months, yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah. It's great. It's not hard at all. It's amazing.
No.
I recommend it to everybody.
No pain with that?
No,
You know, it's nothing.
It's really nothing because the wire is so light.
Yeah.
That's why we've been putting a lot more patients in braces now, and I'm, and because I'm a master for fast braces also. Mm-hmm. So after you do so many, you're a master.
Okay. So you've done a lot of those.
Yeah.
This person
Yeah,
to
we
go
do
to.
a lot. We do a lot.
Okay.
We do a lot. We have a lot of calls every day.
Yeah.
Because just they love the technology. They don't want to be in braces. People don't like to brush. They don't like to floss around braces. They'd
Yeah.
rather be done faster.
Right.
And even with Invisalign, people take out the trays and they leave them on the counter. And it just takes longer. You
If
can't
you-
get the crowding as well.
If you have
As you
something
can.
that you can take out every day, like for me, I'm speaking about myself. If
Okay.
I would have done Invisalign, or any type of tray, technology, I would have taken it out. I wouldn't have worn it 23 hours a day.
Sure.
And my teeth would not have moved in 5-6 months.
Right.
So
this you just do
So-
it, get it over with in a few months?
yeah, and
We
that's
see you
it.
every 3 weeks.
Uh-huh.
And we do our little tweak.
And what do they look like? Are
They look like we have silver and porcelain.
So you can do it in porcelain, they might not
can.
even know it. Hey.
Yep.
Yes. The only thing people have to know with porcelain, it takes a little while longer. They're not as strong as a metal bracket,
Okay.
and they tend to pop off once in a while. Because
So if you want to just go for it, go for the metal.
yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
fun. People think it's fun. They put the different colors on and they have fun.
Oh, you
with
can do
it.
colors?
Yeah, you put on like your sports teams or whatever you want, whatever your favorite color is. So a lot of my adults, they love choosing the colors, and
Oh, well, I've seen braces with little stones in them too. Do you do that?
I've seen crowns with stones.
Maybe it's crowns. I've
crowns.
seen
You
something
can put
with
stones on crowns.
like little diamonds or something. Wow.
Anything you want, we can do
We've
it.
had some strange requests over the years.
Oh yeah, I've
Wow.
had people want to airbrush a Corvette on their tooth. things
Really?
Yeah. We've had many
funny.
requests.
No, I know you did the teeth of a friend of ours. Well, we can't say what was done, but everybody knows the Mob King. He has beautiful
Yes,
teeth.
He does.
Thank
And
you.
you are his dentist?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes, I
okay.
am.
Yeah.
Regular checkups. He's there. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, his teeth are gorgeous.
Thank you.
So,
Yeah, he has a beautiful smile.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. He needs a beautiful smile.
yes, he does. He'd be a big star.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he's taking all of us with him,
Right.
when he goes to Hollywood.
That's right. He said,
Yeah, you're
catch
in,
the wave
right?
now, he said.
We're all in.
We're on the ground floor. Yeah.
Okay, so anything else you want to tell us about your practice? We've got about 3 or 4 minutes here.
Just, we've been in business a very long time. If everyone just wants to come, even some people want to come and just meet us.
And just check
Take
it
a
out. Okay,
tour.
how do they find you? You have a website,
We have a website.
and that is
YourSensationalSmile.com.
yoursensationalsmile.com.
Or
Okay.
you can go to Kalela Cosmetic Dentistry. You'll find us on Facebook.
And And you're very conveniently located, even for people in Boca. Very close.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
A lot
very.
of people take 95 to the Sawgrass, or we have people that come up the Turnpike. I have people from all over.
I used to go to get my hair blown out in that exact area there, so it's not far. If I'm willing to drive there, if I'm willing to drive from
Exactly.
from East Boca.
Well, put it this way: I have patients that come all the way from Missouri and from other places. They won't see anyone else.
When you find somebody good, you don't.
yeah, I have people that fly in from everywhere.
Right.
So
It's worth it. Well, all the things you told me about, it's really.
we try
all
not to
these
be
things I
just a
didn't know.
general. Like we try to encompass everything and give everyone options. You know,
Right.
So a lot of people want to come, take a look, meet us. You know, we have no problem giving you a tour, showing you what we do, and
Showing you the different options.
and we sit down and we don't rush you. Like she sits down and does a treatment plan with the patient after I write it. Like
That's
I
nice.
sit down and rewrite it that night. It's not one of these rush in, rush out. We're not the corporate. We're not.
So someone can just come to you and you can look at their mouth and tell them your
We
suggestions
do a full
of what.
set of X-rays on a new patient.
Okay.
We do a comprehensive exam. We take photos. We do oral cancer screenings that most offices don't do.
Oh, okay.
We do a lot of things. That's why I said we spend about 2 hours with a new patient.
That's fantastic.
We
Okay.
do a lot of educating.
There you go, Dr. Candace Colella and Tina Brown. You're the office manager, I guess. These
Yes,
nice smiling
yes.
faces there
Yes.
to greet you. If you have any issues with your teeth, go check them out because, like I said, smile is to me more important than anything. That's
It is.
People
It is.
start
First
there
things-
and then do all the hair and the face and all that stuff.
We do that too. We do Botox and
Oh,
fillers.
Botox and fillers. Oh, there you go. Okay.
We do it for one service.
Get it all done there. Okay, well, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having
and
us.
thank
Thank
everybody
you.
for tuning in, and I'll see you next week.
Thank you so much.
Very interesting stuff. You have been watching and listening to The Becky and Boca Show. Tune in every Thursday night at 6 p.m. to discover all the ways to spoil yourself and have a good time in beautiful Boca Raton. See you next week.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its hosts, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff,